accused of murder. I know I'm using his image again, but there's a reason for that. I know I talk a lot of crap about the news being, biased and mind controlling and just usually full of crap. But I don't want to just insult and talk bad about things without coming up with a solution. So I'm going to teach you guys real quick how to not be brain controlled by the media. It's not that hard. You just got to learn to put your brain over your emotions. You really, really, really do. So before I even get to it, I'm going to explain one more time for those who didn't see the other video why the Carmelo Anthony case is like headline news and what the news usually does. Now, the news isn't really about getting you information. The news is about getting your attention and hopefully getting to your emotions to keep you reading their paper, clicking their links, watching their videos. That's what it's about. It used to be about selling newspaper, but now things are more digital. So it's not about getting you information. It's not even about getting you accurate information. It's usually about getting you information to keep your attention and at the same time making you think the way they want you to think, especially when it's political. So you got channels like CNN, you got Fox, whatever. They usually give different takes on things because they want you to look at certain people a certain way. So let's say when a politician does something good that they like, they'll talk about it and be like, this politician's awesome. He did this and that. When a politician they don't like does something bad, they put it all over the news. That's what they all do. I need some pineapple juice, babyface. I'm choking. Can I take this? Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm backing up the camera, babyface. Backing up. She's cooking. I don't want to put her on camera. She doesn't want to be on camera. So, okay. I'm choking on nothing. Pause. Okay, so, and that's what they do. And it's all because human beings, the average person is terrible at statistics and they're just emotional. And I can prove this easily because people are terrible at statistics. Calculus was out before statistics and probability. Before calculating that, that shows you how bad people are at statistics. And that's according to Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's awesome. So, let me give you some examples. It's like the people who believe in universal karma, which they usually call karma for short. You do something bad, then something bad will happen to you. That makes no fucking sense. There's no sort of science to it. There's no way to test it. It's dumb. Because I'm trying not to use these words. But the first reason why it makes no sense is who the fuck are you to say what's bad? That's the first thing. Like, who are you to say what's bad? Like, you know what's bad? And then everyone thinks they know what's bad. No, you don't. People debate on it all the time. I can say right now, like something so simple as homosexuals being together. A gay couple can walk in a video, and during the video, a tree comes down and hit them. You don't think some people are going to say that's karma because they were homosexuals? You don't think some people may even say that's God punishing them? But they're not counting all the other homosexuals that didn't happen to, and they're not counting all the other days that homosexual couple had together that were great. Which shows it doesn't make sense. You're just connecting things because you want to connect them. Now, somebody could look at it and be like, that's a tragic situation. They're happy consenting adults. Who's right and who's wrong? There's no way to test it. You just look at the part of it that you want to look at, but you're not including all the other parts that would make it obvious that it makes no sense. That's how karma works. It's the same thing with the news. Now with the Carmelo Anthony situation. They put that out there, and people think I'm an asshole for saying, I don't know why that's headline news. Like, I don't see any reason for that to be headline news so many days, one after another. It makes no sense. And people tend to think, oh, you're heartless and this and that. I'm like, I'm not heartless. I actually care more about people than you, because if you think this Carmelo Anthony case is so big, why the fuck aren't you complaining about all the other murders that took place that day and after in this country? Why is this one so special? What about the innocent kids that have been killed by bullets since then and after? But this Carmelo Anthony case is the most important, right? Somebody explain that to me. Somebody has to explain that to me. The only reason is because they're race baiting. They know people are in America into that race thing. They take it to heart. Then, yeah, we're on this side. Yeah, we're on this side. When there's so many more important things that we need to be paying attention to. And this is just one of the many, but we get emotional about it only because the news tells us to. You. I don't do that. You. Oh yeah, I forgot, Anthony. I forgot to add you. I don't know about adding you to the Telegram group. I'm gonna add you to Telegram first myself, and then we're gonna talk about the hell happened to you. But all right, let me get back to this. Yeah, I don't understand why. I mean, I do understand why people let the news control what they think, and no, not what they think, but it's more like how they feel. Like they can make something so important to someone who has nothing to do with it. That always amused me. Like I don't get it. Like that shit has nothing to do with you, and that situation is not even special. It's not even a special situation. So, like for example, the war in Palestine or Israel, whatever. There's a lot of people who never been to Palestine. They don't know anything about it, but they take up for it and they're protesting and getting deported for it, and they don't really understand what the fuck's going on. When at the same time, there's wars and civil wars going on in other countries right now with people dying and being killed, and they don't say a word. Why don't they say a word or care? Because it's not in the news. And you don't give me no fucking how else are we going to know? If you give a fuck so much about people, your computer's right there. You don't have to go to the library. You don't have to go to newspaper. It's right there. Just Google it. Current wars, current civil wars. Just go look it up. And you see people are dying and being killed like that every day, but you pick this one as special when it has nothing to do with you because it's on the news. I don't get that for the life of me. I don't fucking get it. Like I remember the first day I asked myself this question. It was this I wish I remember her name, but it was some white girl, a grown ass woman, not even a child. With children, I typically don't say this too much. I mean like children, like under the age of 12, they go missing. They all need to get attention. Like Amber Alerts, I get all that. But like these teenagers, 16 plus, killing each other, charged as adults, that shit happens all the time. But the first time I was like, this is kind of strange. I mean, unless they're rich, because then they can pay the news people to, put the stories out there. That's money. That's different. I get it. That's money. But some girl was like, some woman, let me not say girl, some grown ass woman, she was like missing or something. Like a grown ass woman. And it was like on every news channel. And like, she wasn't some well known person. She wasn't connected to any pot. She was just some random woman. And I was like, why is this getting the headline news when I'm 100% sure there's at least 100 other adults who went missing on that day or reporting missing on that day? Why is this girl getting attention if it isn't money? If it's money, I get it. I completely get it. Why is this girl getting all the attention? I don't get it. If it's not money, I don't get it. I just don't get it. And most people, when they look at the news, they don't ask those questions. They'll just, this is what I got to care about. This is what I got to care about. If you're a red pill and you let the news control your emotions, to me, you're a fucking idiot. That's the exact opposite of red pill. I'm not red pill. I'm just saying you're an idiot. Because the news isn't based on reality. It's based on what they want to put in your face. So I don't get how you could claim red pill and start complaining about shit you see on the news, where you're not paying attention to the world in a more broader perspective. It's to get views. The views, the girl that was... I forgot. Bro, I forgot. But it's just an example. It's not even important, but it's an example. It was a white girl. And I understand why they usually report white girls more missing and stuff than black girls, because I ain't gonna lie, it gets more attention. People on average, especially in America and other countries too, are going to care more about a white, blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl missing than a black girl missing. Especially a grown woman. Like, they ain't going to care about a grown black woman missing. But they'll care about a grown white woman missing almost as much as a black child missing. Like, that's kind of how it goes out there. I mean, I get that. But still, there should be some laws when it comes to the news on what could be considered headline news. Like, it has to be something special. Like, even school shootings, those don't happen every day. They probably happen every 3 weeks in the States, every 3 weeks. A mass school shooting. What I mean by mass, I don't mean like somebody shot somebody in school. I'm talking about indiscriminate shooting. Maybe once a month. Maybe I'm tripping. Once a month. I understand every time I see that as headline news, because that shit don't happen every day. But a one-on-one murder? That's headline news every day now for how long? It's like, yo, what am I missing? What am I missing about this extremely common crime that keeps showing on the news, donating money, all this stuff? It just shows people let the news control their emotions. I'm not talking about the people who are related to Carmelo. I'm not talking about the people who go to school with him or went to school with him, the people who grew up around him, people who know him, people who already had him on Facebook, whatever before. Those people should be involved. I get it. But everyone else, let the fuck. And then what usually happens with these situations is they're not even taking sides based on what makes sense. They're taking sides based on skin color. It's so fucking immature. It's so fucking immature. And people just dive into this. And they consider themselves smart when it's so fucking immature. It's so divisive. It's like the country's never ever going to do anything closer to coming together and seeing each other as Americans first before anything else. It's not going to happen. The way that things work in the news is not going to happen. It's just not. It's difficult to control what people want to watch. I don't know about that. I don't know. I got to look into that before I really answer, but I'm not sure I could just agree with it's difficult to control what people want to watch. I don't know. I mean, well, yeah. But I mean, advertisers and stuff like that, they're pretty good at persuading people to watch certain things. But I don't think I'm that good. I don't want to say I'm that good, so I don't really have firsthand doing it. But I'm sure, like Fox News, Disney, whatever the fuck, they have ways of making you watch things that you probably wouldn't even want to watch in the first place. But they put some spin on it. They did something, advertise it well, now you're watching it. Now we all watch stuff. A lot of times we watch it and we don't even realize we're watching it because of something else that made us watch it. Like maybe something we saw in a bus advertisement. We wouldn't even remember, but maybe it had a cool picture. It's the same title as the thing you're watching now. You just don't remember. That's good advertising. Like, you know what I mean? But I'll get into that another time. But people are going to watch what they want to watch. I'm not talking about what they watch. I mean, people need to learn to control their emotions. Whenever you get emotional about something, look into it. Like I always say that, man. Like I'm dead ass. Like why don't people look into things more? You know how many people said that shit? And I'm not trying to make fun of my wife, but she did it today. She was like, we only use a small percent of our brains. We only use a small percent of our brains and stuff. And I'm like, why do people keep saying that shit? Like some people say, what, 10%? We only. There's even games I've played based on we only use 10% of our brains. It's not true at all. No one ever looked into that. But a lot of people think it. It's right here. It's right there on Google. There's no such thing as you only use 10% of your brain. It comes from a scientist who's doing research on the brain, and he said we only understand. I think this was like 100 years ago. He's like, as of now, we only understand about 10% of the brain and what it does. People ran with it and said we only use 10% of our brains. Look it up. That's not how it works. But people believe it and they say it and they never look into it. I try my best to not spew things that I don't look into. And then it's not that hard. It's free. It's Google. It's AI. It's free. It's free. Only thing that's debatable really is like the historical stuff, like who did this, who did that, and then got to find evidence, blah, blah, blah. But the 10% of the brain thing, you can test at any time. Like scientists can test that today. No scientists are going to tell you we only use 10% of our fucking brains. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any fucking sense at all. I don't know what percent of our brains we understand by now. I would guess more than 10, maybe 50. But anyway, I used to make a lot of motivational videos. They were really, really good, really good. I only got like 250 views. That made a video with women got like 50 to 500K views. Damn. You can get their attention. Well, dude, yeah, you got their dicks hard. Pause. Pause that. Yeah, of course. Girls will always get you views. I wouldn't have any views on this channel or any of these or I would say 80% of my followers would have never followed me if I didn't have girls on this page. I wouldn't be Philko if I didn't have girls on my page. I wouldn't be Philko if they weren't hot girls in Russia. Like I get that. Women, I've been in the female monetizing business for a good, when did I think it was 2017, right? About 8 years now straight. No job. Just girls. They just make a lot of money. Now I know OnlyFans and others make money. Yeah, man, it's all about how girls, it's all about girls grabbing attention. Now people are talking about AI is going to take over. I mean, it can, but it's not really good enough to take over like really hard stuff. Facts, I started watching you because you had a lot of, I mean, that's how it works. And I'm not telling people what to watch. I'm telling people what to get their emotions behind. And I'm also going to give you guys another warning about this when it comes to the news. A lot of people say the news try to scare you. It's not like they're aiming to scare you or they even want you to be divided or they're trying to conquer. They don't really care how you react to it besides giving them more attention. That's all they want. They don't care if you fight. They don't care if you all fall in love. It's about getting and keeping your attention because it's money. The color that usually comes down to is green. Everybody talking this black and white crap. It's green. Once you understand it's green, things will go much better. But people can't get past here. They're always emotional. AI, let me see. I use Gemini quite a bit. I haven't started messing with AI yet. I don't think I'm going to. I hope I don't need to. You know, my models are doing great. I don't think I need to use AI. I think it's going to take over. Same with keeping your ass on dating app. Oh, I stay off dating app. You know that already. Yeah, I don't really mess with them, especially when I'm traveling. I don't really trust people. I don't think AI is going to take over. It's people who can argue, who can augment their work with AI that will win over those that don't. Makes sense. You should. It can write lots of stuff with it. Yeah, I know. I mean, I've been writing with AI. I've been doing that, like making little stories. I won't deny that. But I don't want to use it to like make fake girls and stuff like that. I just use real ones. Yeah, that's just for me. Yeah, especially with the twerking stuff. You know, there's a lot. I think AI with videos, the more frames, the harder it is to create. So like, it's gonna be many years before you see an actual realistic looking AI fight. Like it's gonna be a really long time. There's a lot of frames involved, and like twerk videos and stuff. There's a lot of frames involved. 60 frames per second for a good twerk video. You don't really want to use 25, especially if you're going to put in some slow motion. So the more frames per second, the harder it is to actually make. It gives player props. You have to trick it. It gives player props. I mean, I may try it. I don't know. Using cheap labor is easy. But anyway, yeah, that's all I want to say. Maybe there's something I don't know about this Carmelo Anthony case. Maybe there's a reason it's everywhere, and I just don't know. Maybe one of them is I don't know, man. Besides black and white, what is special about this case at all? And if you say someone was murdered, then why aren't the other ones on the cover? Where are all the other murders that aren't getting this much attention? Well, because I don't know if you guys know this, but interracial murders are way more rare than murders of the same race. So it's way more likely that a black, white, Asian person is going to murder a black, white, Asian person than someone outside their race. That's more common. But with the crime we have going on in our cities, that should always be a weekly story. That because it's ridiculous for the best country in the world, and we have all this crime. That should always be a story. I looked it up. Another black white issue is a self-defense case. Another. I think you mean other than the black white issue is a self-defense case. Okay, so but what's special about this self-defense case? I mean, when did this happen? Like what? 3 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago? And it's still so. There's no other self-defense murder cases that occurred in the last 2 weeks. There's no way in hell. This is the United States of America. There's many guns. Many people getting killed breaking into houses, but this one is all over the news. Besides that, I don't see any special reason. Self-defense cases, we have those daily. You could use AI to brainstorm about ideas. That's true. Yeah, that's true. I'm going to do that today, actually. That's a good idea. I'm trying to make some more money. I got to do that today. Brainstorming how to advertise things. And Twitter's pissing me off. They really ruined Twitter. Would you consider creating shorts for a custom news website similar to WorldStar? I want nothing to do with anything like WorldStar. Nah, I don't want anything to do with anything like that. But I don't want to create shorts. I don't want to really create anything with myself. When I make these videos, I'm really looking for something I'm missing. Like maybe there's something I don't understand. Like this situation now. Why is this headline news? Like what is special about this case that isn't a daily occurrence? Or maybe there's something unique or unique relationship one of these two have that stands out from the others. Like, for example, the OJ case. There's a humongous reason why that's like the most watched trial in American history. Race was a small part of it, but well, it was a big part of it, but just as big was celebrity. Dude was what at the time the leading rusher in the NFL and all that stuff. Even though he done retired, I think by the time he killed him, he was a huge celebrity. He was a movie star. He was already breaking racial barriers. Then he murdered somebody. Apparently, I get why that's headline news. Makes perfect sense. P Diddy. All the I get why it's headline news. A lot of people know Diddy. A lot of people follow him. He's an influencer, a huge celebrity. I get it. Maybe some big kidnapping prostitution ring of children got uncovered. I get it. That's children being kidnapped, and but this I don't see what's significant besides race. And the news, they don't give a damn. Nothing like that. Would you consider? I use AI to make me SOPs. Looks like everyone's using AI. I may have to hop on it because everyone's talking about it. I can use it for ideas on how to advertise. I already used it to get an image of Jesus. That was the first time I used it. I was like, all right, everybody's stupid. They think Jesus is white. What did Jesus look like? And it showed me a bunch of Arabic looking dudes. It's like one of these is likely. I was like, okay, I'm not crazy. AI is the only thing that showed me I'm not crazy my whole life. No lie. Okay, it's AI, Neil deGrasse Tyson. Those two make me feel like I'm not crazy because there's a lot of things people say all the time, and to me they just sound weird. And every single one of them so far, AI and Neil deGrasse Tyson spoke on it and agree that motherfuckers are crazy. And I can make a list about the crazy shit people think, but it's okay. I just want to know that there's nothing I don't look at. I got to make sure that everything I look at is from a scientific lens. Oh yeah, I wrote my whole thesis with AI. I ain't got nothing to write though. I ain't no. I'm no student. I don't really have anything to write. I can ask him what workouts I should start doing at the gym. Parts of my body I want to build a little better. You see how these muscles look, the delts, whatever. They don't look built like when I'm looking in the camera, but when I'm in a gym and I'm pumped, they look huge, and I don't like it. I want more flat. Here they look flat. They look fine here. They just seem less built than the rest of my body, which is strange. But whatever, I'll work on it. But yeah, anyway. Uh man, I don't know, man. Just the whole race thing, my advice is stay away from it. And honestly, I gotta start separating myself, and I have started separating myself from things and people that are a distraction and that are a part of that whole racial shit. Like it's not cute, it's not funny. And from what I've noticed on average, the less people put into their lives and the less hard work they put in and creativity, the more they blame racial shit. Like the more they blame racial shit. I just kind of noticed that. So I know damn well I ain't got no friends, not one friend that I knew coming up who's of color who could say my life is this way because of racism. I would say get the fuck out of here. Every single one I'm close to, I know them, and their lives basically go the way they make it go. Cause I dropped out of high school too. I was there. I'm not blaming no man for making me drop out of high school. We were cutting together. So fuck out of here. I mean, the school sucked. It was a black school. It sucked. Erasmus Hall, for example. But it seems everyone's life is going the way it seems like it would go based on their behavior and what they put into it. So I don't think I have any colored friends who could say a big part of my life is this way because of racism. I would call bullshit on that. I would absolutely call bullshit on it. So I don't have any friends who could say that. Language models only try to predict answers based on your input. Prompt engineering is its own discipline. Well, I didn't try that yet. I mean, I didn't look into that yet. Sorry. Maybe. I don't know much about AI. Which is the AI I like? I think the one I like is called Ask AI. No, hold on. Where's the one I like? Yeah, I ask.ai. I like that one because when you ask it something, it doesn't just give you a simple answer. It gives you a thorough explanation, and then under it, it gives you why it thinks this. Like it explains it specifically. So like there's some AIs I go to because the first time I ever used it was to find out what Jesus looked like. So a lot of AIs I don't trust because I go to it and I say, what did Jesus look like? And if it says something like, we don't know, it's not important. What matters is his message. I'm like, this is a bullshit AI because that's a trash answer. There's no science to it, and there's not even any religion to it because they describe him in the Bible. So this one, when you say, "What did Jesus look like?" for example, I spelled what wrong, but hopefully it corrects it. Hold on. See if it corrects it. I think it's thinking. All right, this is a long ass. Okay, so see, it shows me an image of what he probably looked like. I think I showed you guys this before. I can write websites too. Tell it, drop code for you. I use Wix, and I create basic ass, lame ass websites myself. I don't know why, but see, it doesn't just show you what he looks like. It gives you historical context. Context, so it explains that a Jewish man living in the first century, average height was 5'5". They give the science behind it. Not only does it give the science, it gives the biblical behind it too. Let me see. Did they give the biblical this time? Hold on, let me see. Conclusion, clothing and appearance, one to the first Judea, imitation arguments, likely wool, what kind of clothes, scientific reconstruction, no. This verse is very reality. Jesus very wide, cultures more. Most traditional Western art portrays him as fair skin, long hair. These are reflect context rather than historical accuracy. Okay, historical. Okay, I'm a little disappointed because Jesus. They don't give the biblical context because they do give a description of Jesus in the Bible. They didn't put that there. That's a little strange. They should have put that. They actually give a physical description of Jesus in the Bible. They literally do. So I don't know why they didn't mention that. But they give the scientific point of view of it, which is cool. But they should have mentioned the biblical part too, because they actually agree on that to an extent. Dudes and off on you on Facebook when you posted it. The Jesus thing. I mean, I don't know why. I never said he was black. I said that he's not white. It doesn't make sense for Jesus to be white. I mean, that's not what I'm debating now, but it's just how I gauge how good AI is. Like, if it just shows me some white dude and be like, this is probably, it's bullshit AI. Let me try a different one. Let me try, I always try Ask ChatGPT. Note GPT. Let's try this. See what it says. What did Jesus look like? See what, this is NoteGPT.io. The Bible does not provide a detailed physical description of Jesus Christ, so his exact appearance remains unknown. That's not exactly true. They do give... Do people not know about that passage in the Bible where they describe Jesus' appearance? Am I tripping again? But anyway, let me read this. It goes, biblical silence. The New Testament, Jesus teaches miracles, spiritual key. Passages like there's a prophet text often Jesus had no extraordinary or majestic appearance. That's true. The Bible does mention that he's not attractive and nothing special about him. He had no beauty or no majesty. But okay, they have the scientific stuff, historical evidence that he's brown. Yeah. But yo, no one mentions that. Let me go read that portion of the Bible where they describe what it looks like. Am I tripping? Bible. What passage is that? Yeah, this is it. It's from Revelations 1. I don't even know how to say it. But Revelations 1, 14 through 15. So Revelations chapter 1, 14 to 15. I guess it's the first chapter, sentence 14 to 15. Offers a clue that Jesus' skin was a darker hue and that his hair was woolly in texture. Darker hue means darker than, of course, the other people around him, and his hair was woolly in texture. There's nothing white about that. That's straight from the Bible. There's nothing white about that. But let me explain to you, because people don't know how to fucking think, and it just drives me fucking crazy. Jesus is from the Middle East. So if he's of a darker hue, that means he's darker than the people around him. So he's even darker than the average person who was in the Middle East at that time. That's what they mean by of a darker hue. It's not comparing him to white people. They're not comparing him to the Romans. The Romans were the only white people there at the time. He was of a darker hue than the other people, and his hair was woolly in texture. So when people typically describe people, what do they describe? So let's say Michael Jordan's on a basketball court. How are you going to describe Michael Jordan? Oh, look, that's Michael Jordan. Which one? The tall one. They'll probably slap you in the face, say they're all fucking tall, dumbass. When you give a description of someone, you're describing what stands out. You don't describe, he has 2 eyes, 2 hands, 2 legs, a mouth, all his teeth. Oh, that explains it. You explain what stands out. So what the Bible explains that stands out about him is his dark skin. He's not in Europe. So if they say he has dark skin, that means darker than the other dark people around him. And his hair is woollier in texture, which means it's nothing near straight. It's even nappier than an average Middle Eastern person. This is in the fucking Bible, his description. And it's interesting because science backs that up and the Bible describes it. Yet, some of these AI don't even know about that in the text. Am I missing something? I don't know what the fuck's going on. ChatGPT got limitation in its training data. With all those recent activities, I'm convinced Jesus was Palestinian. That one, I mean, I don't know about the specific word Palestinian, but I'm sure he looked like what most Palestinian people look like. He's of the blood of those Levant people. Yeah, I get that. But there's a lot of debate over the whole Palestinian thing, like if it was called Palestine, I don't know. But just that Middle East, yeah, like he's obviously one of those people. But for some reason, they use the depiction Caesar Borgia. That could be who that nigga is. He's everywhere. And you know what's crazy? That white dude that they use, Caesar, he's prevalent everywhere where a European language is spoken. So if you go to anywhere in South America, all over South America, they speak European language. The whole Western Hemisphere, from Canada, that's all European languages. Canada, French, English, America, English, Spanish is all European. White Jesus dominates the whole entire Western Hemisphere where they speak a European language. And they all happen to follow a European Jesus. It's not like that everywhere in Africa. It's not like that everywhere in China. It is not like that everywhere in Russia either. It's not. I was shocked when I went to Russia when I saw so many holy depictions of people with skin color. I was like, the fuck? Like, I was shocked. I didn't really know much about it at that time, I think, but I was just shocked. I was like, damn, that ain't the white dude I'm used to seeing in Russia. Not saying they made him black, but he's not this white dude typically in Russia. I was very impressed by it, and it was interesting. So the Western Hemisphere just stuck on the white Jesus. But anyway, I don't want to get too much into white Jesus. I'm just testing the AI. And man, I don't know. If you guys care before I go, if you can maybe point me in the right direction. I guess there's nothing special about the news story. There's no reason it's headline news besides people get emotional, and people are just kind of easy to control. And now Trump is talking about deporting. I don't know. I don't like criminals, so honestly, I don't give a shit if Trump starts deporting. I mean, I think it's kind of crazy. It does sound crazy to deport people who are actual homegrown American citizens, but I don't like criminals. So I wouldn't give a shit if he put every felon to serve in El Salvador. I wouldn't give a fuck. I don't like felons. I don't like criminals. I have a zero tolerance for criminals. I don't like it. I don't give a fuck if you're my family member. I don't like let's say violent criminals. Like if you pickpocket someone, it sucks, but I don't think you deserve to be deported. But if you pull a gun out on someone, I feel you should never have another free day in your life. You break into someone's house, you should never have another free day in your life. So I don't care what happens to you. So yeah, that is something kind of crazy to deport people. But if you're a felon, I really don't give a shit what happens to you. I don't like those people. There's thieves and there's violent criminals. I don't like violent criminals. I don't even like thieves, but I can at least understand most thieves, like pickpockets or, people who do things that don't hurt you. You can always get your stuff back. But people who threaten your life and stuff like that, nah, they should never see the light of day again. I don't believe in this. I got this friend I used to hang out with in junior high school. This nice white Jewish girl, European Jew. She, I guess she's, with the times. So we were talking about that case on the train, the guy who got choked to death by the Marine. He was acting crazy, and I don't care. I applaud the Marine for doing what he did. I'm not saying I'm happy he killed him, but I'm happy he took action. We need more people to take action against ignorant motherfuckers. She said she understands why the black guy was on the train threatening people, talking about he's willing to die or go to jail. He needs to get money because his life is much rougher than everyone else's, and this, and that, and his equal rights ain't exactly the same. And I was like, that's a whole crock of bullshit. Get the fuck out of here. I'm going to tell you guys something right now that you're not going to like hearing, but it's life. Life isn't fair. What the fuck? Delete. Do I have? Oh, hold on. I just got a text. I gotta read this. Let me see. Oh, I think I know what this is. Oh, okay. Okay, no problem. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay, yeah. So, what was I saying? Here's something you're not gonna like. And I gotta make a separate video about this. YouTube shop in my channel now. It's the first thing people will see and search. Oh my god. Okay. Hold on. I gotta do something real quick. I gotta help out Evil Princess. You know, there's some girls I've worked with years ago and I don't work with them now. We just have such a good relationship that I'm willing to do things for them just off the strength of our history. You know, like they ain't gotta send no money, no nothing. I'm just gonna do it just off the strength of them being, you know, cool motherfuckers. And I gotta do something real quick right now. Let's see. How do I find her videos? Evil. There you go. Okay. Let's do this. Alright. Hold on. I gotta basically delete Evil Princess's. I gotta delete her. Alright. Where is it? I don't see the video. Hold up. I gotta find it. Where is this video? Ah. Okay. Let me edit this video real quick, guys. Boom. Done. Poor girls. They can't even put their Instagram out there because people bother them. Okay, let me tell her. Done. Alright, so here's something you're not gonna like. Just a week, British tourist is facing death penalty for allegedly supplying a kilo of... That's what the fuck he get. I don't give a fuck. I don't like when people go to other countries, me talking shit, but I don't do nothing like that. Like, a lot of countries are really, really against drugs. It's in the law, and they're serious about it. So, there's a lot of countries you could go to, like, one of my favorites, Thailand. In the law, they're against prostitution, but they're not against it at all. If you've ever been to Thailand, you'll laugh at the fact that prostitution's illegal. Like, you could literally walk past a police officer and say, hey, I just paid for sex with this girl. Where's a good hotel to take her? He will show you the way. No lie. No lie. But in the law, it's illegal. It's just how it looks. But they're serious about drugs. And it's the same in Bali. A lot of Asian countries don't play with drugs. They take your head off for that shit. And that's what the fuck you get. They don't play that. Would you make gym work? I'm going to. I gotta train a little more so I can start lifting my girls and stuff. All right, now the part I gotta say. Here's something you're not gonna like to hear. I can finally get it out. Life isn't fair. Some people are just simply gonna have to work harder than other people. Period. Maybe it's true that people are more comfortable around the world around white people. That may be the case. Maybe it's true that people are more likely to want to date a white man than a black man around the world. That may be the case. It may be true that people would prefer an Asian person to do their math homework than any other race because they're good. This may be the case. But as long as no one's fucking with you, that's too fucking bad. Nobody owes you nothing and no one has to like you. It's like, it's something that people, goddamn, I get all the messages in the world when I'm making these messages. Okay. No one owes you anything and no one has to like you. As long as they don't fuck with you, that's it. So when I hear people get mad about someone using the N-word in a private conversation, I don't give a fuck. That's their private conversation. You know what my private conversations sound like? I'm not saying it here on YouTube, but anyone could be made to look bad with their private conversations. Just no one has to like you. No one has to respect you when you're not around. You know, I was never offended. Because I used to talk to a lot of white girls when I was younger in the States. I was never offended when their families or something, she'd be like, oh, they don't want me really dating black guys or something. That never offended me. Even as a kid, I always kind of sort of like, oh, it's just what they're like. You know, we're children. We can't really decide what we do. Because I guess I grew up with a similar situation. My family members used to tell me when I was younger, bring home a girl. The phrase was, if she can't bring you home, don't bring her home. Something like that. And that's what they taught me about. I didn't care. But, I guess it's normal. Most families want their children to be with people who look like them. But I wasn't on that as a kid. And as I got older, I got on brain and intelligence of a person. It's very, very important. A lot of people pass that. And I think a lot of people I think a lot of people miss out on good opportunities in life, even gangs, even mafias, because they take blood over brain. So I think there's a lot of times maybe even the Italian mafia could have flourished even more and did even more, made even more money, but they were so busy. Oh, you're Irish, we can't take you, or you have German blood, we can't take you. They took blood over brain, and scientifically speaking, that's not smart. Period. It's not. The brain is the most important part of any creature on earth, especially humans with opposable thumbs. The brain is the most important. There's never been a time in history where an advanced civilization came across a much less advanced civilization, and the less advanced civilization got what they wanted. It doesn't exist. The more advanced civilization who understands reality and how to manipulate reality more will always win. Unless there's like a billion less advanced people and like 1,000 advanced. Even with that, they can still win. But you see what I'm saying. If it's anywhere near around the same number, the more advanced civilization will always win because they understand reality more. It's about the brain, and people do not respect the brain enough. They look at all this other stupid shit. I'm not talking about relationships. I'm talking about a sexual relationship. I'm talking about anything. Anything. The brain. What these people are into. Their character. Those things really matter. So I will never teach my children to base who they love or do business with on a skin complexion. And next person to try to tell me, oh, you should support, it's a black business, I'm going to drop kick you. All right, I'm wearing underwear, but I got to take out the garbage real quick. Just pause. Okay, okay. Gotta put on shorts. What they talking about? Face. What's wrong? My baby Bob. What do you want to do then? Okay. Okay, thank you, love face. So love face is done. Almost finished cooking and shit. Okay. Very few countries embrace the brain over blood philosophy, but you can see them flourishing the most. Singapore, UAE, Switzerland, and true. Yeah, I know his name. I don't know how to say it. Canada are the main ones that come to mind. Well, I don't know about that. I mean, a lot of these countries that you're talking about, like Singapore and especially in the Middle East, the UAE, a lot of them have really good businesses, and they do allow people of other races and stuff to come to the country to do business. They have really, really good business visas in Singapore, but they have a good culture that typical or good material. So like the UAE, they got oil. They don't need much from other people. Singapore, I'm not sure what their main business is. I'll look into it, but I guarantee you, they do a lot of business with outsiders and foreigners, and it's probably strict to get a visa to go there. You probably got to have good credentials or good money to have a visa to go to Singapore. So when I'm talking about, I'm not necessarily talking about countries so much. I'm talking about smaller organizations. Like that's why I said the mafia and stuff like that. Countries, it's a little different. it really depends on how much money and stuff the country has and how much material they have and they can protect. So, for example, if they were able to protect their material, most countries in Africa, they would be the richest countries in the world. They couldn't protect it. They didn't have the technology to protect their material, so they lost it. But if they had the technology, they would have protected it. The UAE still has most of their stuff. They protected it. They're good. And even alliances, if you don't have the right technology, you can ally with another country and they'll protect you. So there's some countries in Africa that I believe Russia and China are down to protect if something goes down, but they get some of that material as well. So a lot of it's really business. So on a grand scale of things like countries and stuff, I'm not really talking about that. I'm talking more about smaller organizations like who you date and your little gang or your mafia. The brain is 100% the most important, especially when you're not at the, let's say, how do I put it? Because I always talk about the three most important things in life, three most important organizations. It's family, nations, and unions. Every world war is fought between families, nations, and unions, and it's never race. We had two world wars, nothing had anything to do with race. Even if they said it had to do with race, it didn't. You had Arabs in the SS. You don't believe me? Google it. They were taking anyone they could take to help them fight to win. They had brown-eyed white people. They're not supposed to. They had they had a brown-eyed white leader. Wasn't Hitler brown-eyed? Well, I never thought of that. What color was Hitler's eyes? Wasn't he brown-eyed? And he didn't have blonde hair. Well, you can't really tell because most of the shit... I'm trying to... Let me find out. They might have been blue. Alright, I'm just curious because I know he wasn't a blonde. He might have had blue eyes. I'm reading all these different... Yeah, I don't know. This is a tough one. I don't know. Don't be cooning, fam. Oh, God, this guy. I really don't know. If you guys can find out, let me know. Because I'm seeing a bunch of blogs, but... Okay, here's a description. It says, according to medical examination 920, Hitler was 5'3". Well, okay, this is a long time ago, though. Heights were different in 1945, like when he died, whatever. He was 5'3", and he weighed 168 pounds. That sounds like a lot for 5'3". Hold up, 5'3", 168 pounds? That's a lot. Am I bugging? I think that's a lot. He was kind of fat. Hitler had a fat ass, no homo? I think Hitler was overweight. 168 pounds. Yeah, that's heavy. Because I'm 180, and I'm 5'8", 5'9". And he's 6 inches shorter than me and only 12 pounds less? Yo, Hitler was fat. Hitler was fat. I never knew Hitler was fat. I gotta find more pictures of him. I never knew Hitler was fat. But yeah, so anyway, he was 5'3", 168 pounds, making him slightly overweight. That don't sound like slight to me, but whatever. There's a speculation that Hitler may have had encephalitis when he was a young adult, in addition to the more substantial case for Parkinson's in his later years. Yeah, Hitler was fucked up. But anyway, what is German natural? Yeah, they don't have his eye color description. 168. That is fat for a short dude. That's what I said. Definitely fat. Didn't know who was fat. Hitler. I didn't know Hitler was fat. And he always wears that uniform all the time. Like, you never see him in a short sleeve or tank top. Maybe he didn't want to show his body, but yeah, Hitler was fat. That's funny. Hitler was fat. Oh, I'm looking it up. Oh, he became overweight in his middle-age years. Yo, that's funny. People need to make fun of that. I never knew Hitler was fat. Double chin. There's even a movie called Fat Hitler. Okay, I'm going to look into this later, but that's funny. I never knew Hitler was overweight. I thought I knew a lot about him, but I didn't know he was overweight. I didn't even know he was 5'3". They say Hitler was Hitler. Wow. They say Jesus was like 5'1", 5'2". Yeah, Jesus was like 5'1" or 5'2". Let me find out. They think it should be around 5. Oh no, Hitler. Hitler. Oh my God, I keep confusing Hitler. Jesus. Jesus was 5'5". They think around 5'5". Modern scholars believe he was around 5'5". So that's kind of tall for his time. For 2,000 years ago, that's a decent height. But then that's the height of people around him because there was nothing really significant about him. He blended in. You don't even believe in Christ. It's not about Christ and his magic. It's about Christ in general and the people from his time. I remember you from the Vice video. They were wrong for making fun of you. The whole video was disrespectful. I haven't seen that shit in mad long. But it's media. They bullshit. I don't remember them making fun of me. Only thing I remember is the dudes talking shit about the girl I was with, when that's not the girl I was with. That was the funny part. The girl I was with was the girl with the really huge ass who was twerking at the beginning of the video, in the advertisement of the episode. That was the girl I was with. That girl was invited by the Asian guy. But I'll give it to them, they didn't know that. Because that girl was my homegirl, but I didn't invite her to there. I was not dating that girl. And there's no shame in my game, because the girl who had the big ass, she wasn't really pretty, but she had a huge ass. Like, to this day, I think it's the fattest ass of any girl I ever dated. Like, ever. To this day, and I've been around the world. She had a stupid fat, and then it was nice. I mean, it was stupid fat. But I didn't like her so much because she wasn't pretty, and I like girls who are small in the waist and stuff. She wasn't a fat girl. She wasn't skinny, but she definitely wasn't fat. Her stomach was decent. But she just had a stupid fat ass. Like that shit was monster. Like you could take her to Brazil, she'll still get a lot of attention. She had a monster ass. I will never forget her as long as I live. We get to talk about Buddhism. We'll do it another time, man. I don't really have time for that. But the host was calling you out, and then nah, the host was bullshitting. And first of all, he doesn't own the show, so he doesn't get to say what to say. He doesn't decide. But what happened was, I told him specifically that I don't teach Ebonics. If I do teach Ebonics, it's probably it's probably half of one lesson, and I have 5 lessons a week, so it's no more than 10% of my criteria. And I even told him on camera, I'm like, if you don't believe me, just go look at the YouTube channel. Ebonics is less than 10% of the lessons. It's 90% slang. And for people who think slang is black Ebonics, slang is not just Ebonics, but Ebonics is slang. You have doctor slang, you have train slang, you have police slang. Everyone has slang. American English is basically a slang of British English. That's normal. Ebonics is the ghetto shit. And for some reason, they completely ignored me telling him that, and even saying, go check out my YouTube channel. He's teaching them to say the N-word and teaching them Ebonics. I'm like, oh my fucking God. That's when I knew media's full of shit, and I don't fuck with them. I don't fuck with them. I do not fuck with them at all. I can't fuck with them. The Butterface Russian, you don't even know what I'm talking about. You mean the Discovery Show? Discovery Show? He's talking about fresh off the boat. Face was trash, that body was bomb. Dude, you have no idea who or what you're talking about right now. That's what I mean. At the end of it, everyone took their word for it. That's what everyone does. That's what I'm talking about here. That's what this whole chat was about. I'm happy you brought that up. The whole meeting for this live, the whole meeting was because people follow and believe the news and get emotional about it without ever looking into it. They just take it, oh, that's it, I'm angry about it. When usually they're talking about it for no specific reason, like the Carmelo Anthony case. There's nothing significant about this case that stands out from any other murder that happened that day. Nothing specific except one's black, one's white. International news, headlines in the States. And if anyone just believed him, if they really cared, all they had to do was go to my YouTube channel. All the videos are still there to this day to see it's not true. I didn't become famous in Russia because I was teaching people to say nigga. It's not what happened. I wasn't a rapper. You can go look at it. The videos are still there. It's phrasal verbs, idioms, how to say words faster, working on your pronunciation, and some funny videos that were little ebonics like ghetto girl talk. Some of that's there too, but it's not the majority. The channel is there. So the fact that people believe it, those are people just believe whatever they see, and there's not really much I can do about it. Uh, I don't know why it's a Discovery show. I don't know why. I saw you with that one chick back when she was funny looking, but her body was. Dude, I have no idea who you're talking about. I have no idea. Could you get all the belongings before the war? I left all my workout equipment. I took all my money, of course. I left a lot of my business partners. Uh, yeah, I left so much workout equipment. Good TV. I left, damn, a lot. My favorite apartment in history. Love that duplex. Jacuzzi, 3 bathrooms, sauna, rooftop access, like everything in that apartment, man. Damn. I left. I'd rather have that apartment than a house. Like, I was living like a king for like 5 years straight, paying $900 a month. I was just stacking bread and working hard. That's all I was doing. Crazy. TLC Discovery is the same companies. TLC. I don't even know the company that did Fresh Off the Boat. I have no idea. I thought it was Vice. Wasn't Fresh Off the Boat Vice? Fresh Off. Maybe I don't know that Vice is maybe. Yeah, it's Vice. Yeah, Fresh Off the Boat is Vice. Because I remember I went to their office when I went back to New York after that, and I was looking for Eddie, like he'd be in the office, but he wasn't there. I just wanted to talk to him. Not like I was going to swing, but I was like, yo, is Eddie Huang here? Yeah, I'm from the episode. I just want to see him. He wasn't there. It was their office in that Brooklyn neighborhood. Green shit. Let me see. I'll know it when I see it. I've been there so long. Greensbridge? Williamsburg. It was Williamsburg. I went to their fucking office up in Williamsburg, and I was like, yo, is Eddie here? I want to talk to him real quick. Not Greenpoint, but yeah, that's the neighborhood, but it was Williamsburg. Can I holler at him real quick? He's not here? All right, that's cool. I'll be outside. I was a little heated, but now that I think about it, no, it's not his fault. Like, he doesn't own that shit. You know, people tell him what to say and whatever. What he said was bullshit, but it's his job. The one dude called the N-word in your face. I remember that video. What? Yo, what are y'all talking about? What video someone called me the N-word to my face? What video is this? You got to give some intel. You just made a claim that I know for a fact is 100% false. You got to explain that. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And this is what I'm talking about, believing the news and shit. This guy, I'm not getting on his case, but he just said something that's completely false. There's never been a video of someone on the internet calling me a nigger, and I'm just like, okay, there you go. Like, what are you talking about? The group of guys that approached you. There's no video on the internet of me. Are you talking about in Moscow? Are you talking about the group of skinheads who approached? Where did you see that video? And I don't remember them calling me. Yeah, I think I don't know what video he's talking about. But if you've seen that video, it's not on the internet. That video is just with me. I didn't put it out because I don't want to make them famous. So I don't know how you saw that video. You pressed Vice and walked outside. I mean, I wasn't trying to fight. I was like, yo, if he's here, I just want to talk to him. I just want to be like, yo, what happened? I had his number and everything. He wasn't answering. So yeah, I'm not sure what video you're talking about, but there is a similar situation. I don't remember anyone walking up to me calling me a nigger. I definitely don't remember that. I don't remember posting that video, bro. I think somebody else. If I posted it, it was maybe on the Russian social network. They wanted to party with you after. Dude, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Wait, no. You're talking about in St. Petersburg. You're talking about the drunk guys and they were kind of dressed up. Dude, they did not come up to me and call me a nigger. That's not what happened. The way you put it is fucking horrible. The video's still there. I know what you're talking about. I explained it in the Vice episode. The word nigger in Russian is different than it is in English. It has a different meaning. So if someone says nigger, a lot of times in Russian it just means black person. It doesn't mean they're trying to offend you. So if you tell someone in English, someone called them a nigger, that's a lie. That's not how it works. If they wanted to call me a nigger in Russian, they will say chornomazi, like dirty black person. That's not what they said. It's a different language. So that's definitely not true what you said. Do you feel like you're a prime minister called passport bro? I want nothing to do with passport bros. Shaking my head. You're not a passport. I am not, because I don't even tell people where I am. That's none of y'all business. And I ain't telling shit. So I ain't no passport bro. I'm Phil. Okay, I think my food's ready. Yay. In 5 minutes. Alright, I'm about to go eat in 5 minutes. Yeah, they wanted to party. Yeah, that... Okay, that was kind of my fault, but there was no insulting during that video. I don't like guys. You know what I mean? I don't like people. But one thing that happened a lot in Russia that I hate is that a lot of guys, especially when they're drunk in Russia, they get overly friendly and it's annoying as fuck. You know what I mean? Like, maybe people copy it, I don't know. But they're annoying, like they want to take pictures, they want to hang out. And they have good intentions. It's just, I don't like it. It's annoying. That's why when I travel to other places and I don't get a lot of attention, I prefer it. But that shit was annoying because I don't want to hang out with no dudes. They want to hang out. They want to take me places. They want to buy me stuff. Like, they really do nice shit. But I'm just like, I'm good. I don't want this stuff. Like, chill. I kind of treat it like prison. Like, if they do nice things for me, I'm going to owe them. And I don't want to owe them. So I'm like, you good? I'm good. All right, nice to meet you. Go. But yeah, they were cool guys. They were nothing bad. I thought you were talking about a different video. Because there is a similar video that I never put out when these dudes wanted to kill me. I didn't put that video out. But yeah, you got me scared for a second. He didn't add the R. He's speaking Russian. And if he said it in like English, trying to be hip hop, he listens to rap music. What would you expect someone to call me if they listen to hip hop music, and they see Black Americans saying nigga, nigga, nigga all the time? What the fuck do you expect? So when you speak English as a first language, when you say someone came up to me and called me the N-word, you're putting a perception out there that I let someone come up to me and insult me on purpose. That's not what happened at all. That's what the news does. That's a straight up lie. That's not what happened. The dude used the word nigga with an A because he doesn't know better. He listens to hip hop. He's trying to hang out. He's trying to be cool. He doesn't fucking know. It's not America. So you can't word things like that, because even if you put it that way and it's accurate by description, it's completely dishonest by perception, because you know what people are going to think. Just like I thought when you said it. Some guy's like, you're a nigger. It's not what happened at all. It was like, my nigga, yeah. They don't fucking know. It's a different country. Don't take that American mentality and bring it to other places. Like, that's why I like that a lot of Americans don't travel to other places, especially black ones, because they only can live in America. They don't know about other places. They don't know. A lot of other places you go, and they'll use the word nigga towards you, and they're not trying to be disrespectful. They think they're being cool. And they can refer to themselves as nigga because they're trying to be cool. And it's like, you just kind of let it slide. Because all those languages, if they wanted to insult you, they have their own words for it. They have their own words. Russians have their own words for it. And I know those words. It's not nigga. There might be one that's like nigad, but it's not that offensive because there's a very famous movie called Brat. You can go watch it. B-R-A-T. And in this movie, no, Brat 2 is the second part, is when they come to America. A homeless black guy was bothering a Russian guy and girl. The Russian guy goes, nigger, go away, nigger. And he's like, nigger, you call me a nigger, I'm gonna kill you. He goes away. The Russian girl says, you shouldn't say that. He goes, why not? I'm not trying to be offensive. We learn in school, China are from Chinese, Europeans are from Europe, niggers are from Africa. It's just what we learn in school. It's our language. He wasn't trying to be offensive. He just thought he was using the word that describes the person. It's a different language. I can't, it's hard for me to explain to American mentality. Sounds sus. What are you talking about by yourself? You think people copy your videos? Maybe. What you get, he didn't have the Anya. Why are you ninjas so sensitive? Ninjas are very, very sensitive. Very. Because they only know American culture. Buy your stuff sounds... Did I say buy my stuff? I don't think I said that. Hold on, let me go get my board. Nothing. did, but I want to have a better body, baby face. All right. Gotta hit the gym. But I will tell you guys this. I mean, I think Anthony might have seen it. I don't know, because I had a group. There's two people in this group that used to be in the group that aren't anymore. One's not in it because he was tripping, and the other one just left. But I don't know if they were in the group when I posted this video. There is a video I have that I did not release. And the only reason I didn't release it is because, one, I didn't want to make the dudes famous, and two, I didn't want to make it look like I was trying to make Russia look bad. So this happened when I was in Russia, the very first year I was in Russia. So this video is, that was 2013. So this video is 12 years old. I never put it out because I didn't want to get in trouble by the Russian government or deported or something. But it was me, and I didn't know anything at this time. Like I was wet behind the ears, man. It was my first year in Russia. I didn't know nothing. Like I didn't know how to move in the streets. I definitely didn't know how to move in the streets because after this, that never happened again. But I was hanging out in this area of Moscow called Old Arbat. Was it New Arbat? No, it was Old Arbat. So there's like New Arbat, which is like very advanced, big buildings, like business center. And this Old Arbat was like smaller, brick roads and shit. You're in the car, you're bouncing and shit. And there's a lot of people around. It's daytime. And the only black people you really see in this area are the people advertise, like standing in front of stores to get attention for people to come buy things in the stores. That's what most of the black people were doing out there, but not me. I was kind of a little celebrity thing. So at this point, I was actually with one straight up celebrity girl and one kind of famous girl. The straight up celebrity girl is part of a group called Ranetki. I still have pictures with her. We were hanging out in Old Arbat, and she grabs a lot of attention, way more than me, and I grab some attention. We're just hanging out because I like her stuff. Well, honestly, I didn't know who she was, but when people were telling me, when she was taking pictures with me, my other friends like, she's famous. That's the girl from Ranetki. I'm like, what? And I looked it up. I was like, oh, you were cool, and we started being friends. So we were grabbing a lot of attention, and now as we're grabbing attention, I see like some skinhead dude kind of like on a phone, like kind of off in the corner, and I'm like, that's kind of weird. But anyway, I don't pay him no attention because everyone's around. That's what I'm thinking. So I guess like 20 minutes go by. There's like 3 of them. Then there's like 5 of them. I don't want to exaggerate. I mean, it's on video. I still have the video. So there's like 5 of them. And then I'm like, okay, this could be a problem. So at the time, it was me, a dude, and this dude is like, he's not like some dude who's going to brawl it out for you or nothing. I didn't expect anything from him like this. Like, I don't. Like, there's some people I would expect, like, if things are about to go down, for them to jump in. But this dude was not one of them. Like, if it was me and my homie George there, it would have been a big brawl. Because George is Caucasian, like, real Caucasian. And he doesn't believe in standing down. I would have probably got stabbed. George would have made me fight them. That's how George is. He wasn't there at that time, but George, big wrestler, Caucasian dude, he would have just started fighting. He probably would have pulled out his knife. But luckily, he wasn't there. And they just approached me, and all my friends didn't run, but they spread out because they were scared. Like, they never went through anything like this. But I wasn't scared because I went through the same exact shit in Brooklyn. It was the same exact shit. I'm going to tell the story. I'm going to tell the similarities in both stories in one story because it was the same shit. Only difference was when I was in Brooklyn, I was with my best friend Ryan, and he didn't leave me. He didn't leave me. He's like a 6'3" biracial boxer, Golden Glove champion, and we grew up together, so he didn't leave me. When the Crips surrounded me, so I'll get both stories in one. What happened was I was surrounded, dudes pulled out knives and started talking shit. One I have on camera, one I don't. But in both cases, dudes surrounded me. I was by myself in Russia, had my cousin in Brooklyn, and all my other friends ran away in Brooklyn because there was 8 of us. When the Crips and Casanova came, all of them ran away. In Russia, there was 3 or 4 of us. When the skinheads came, they all ran away. I was absolutely by myself. But in both situations, they talked shit, pulled out weapons, and left. Both same exact situation. The one in New York happened first. The one in Russia happened second. Same thing both times. Same exact shit. So I know I didn't release that video, but I did put it in my Telegram group some time ago. I just don't think Anthony and Mook were in there at that time because they would have seen it. Let me read the comment because they would have seen it. But I did release it to close friends. The Casanova one I don't have. I don't have that one. Because I don't want people to know where the fuck I am. None of nobody's business. Shit. What happened to that Mexican dude that you were cool with? Oh, Eddie. Oh, he mad cool. He good. Eddie's traveling around right now. Let's put it that way. Eddie's traveling around. You're really good at telling stories. I really didn't get into the stories, but I just want to give the similarities because, and this is one thing I don't like about Mook because he got like this real stupid ghetto mentality. And if I'm wrong, Mook, correct me. Well, there's something Mook said. We're in a group, and I actually mentioned, I said, I don't see the difference. Both groups, the black group in America were fucking with me, and the white group in Russia were fucking with me for no fucking reason. I didn't do nothing to nobody. The Crips were after me because I got robbed and I went to court to defend myself and my friends. The skinheads were after me because I'm a black guy dating white girls. Like, there was no specific reason. According to Mook, he literally said, oh no, it wasn't for no reason in Brooklyn. That's because you a snitch. You can't live around people like that. That's an extremely ignorant, stupid mentality. And I gotta be straight up. It's the stupidest thing he ever said. And he said some stupid shit, but that was the dumbest. I can't live as a law-abiding citizen because ignorant motherfuckers want to rob me and I'm not supposed to say anything. You can't live around people like that. You really got to separate yourself from people who think like that. It's fucking stupid. It's extremely ignorant. Extremely. I would understand if I was some thug, some gangster, I talk that shit, I live by the street. I don't live by the streets. I'm trying to cross the street. What the fuck I gotta live by some ghetto-ass, stupid-ass rules for? That's why I don't care if these felons get deported. I don't give a fuck. Kill them, deport them all. I don't give a fuck. Because life would be much better without these ignorant-ass motherfuckers with their dumb-ass street rules. Fucking stupid. You can't even walk down the street without some ignorant-ass shit happening. The game is official, but you're civilian, not in the game. Exactly. I am, everyone knows that. Ain't nothing street about me. I separate myself from the street. I never want to live it. I never want to be, I grew up around it, unfortunately, which is how I almost got hurt, but there's nothing street about me. Trust me. If we're in America, you do something to me, I'm going straight to the cops. If you break in my house, I'm going to shoot you. But if you do something outside the house and I can't defend myself, I'm going straight to the cops. I'll let everyone know, and I don't care what you think about that. Dude, is what the fuck you said. You say stupid shit, you get a stupid response. So don't say stupid shit then. Like, if you don't like it, say something logical that makes sense. What you said was literally fucking stupid. Like, how the fuck am I supposed to walk down the street as a civilian with your rules? Being a snitch. Like, explain the logic. I'll even go live with you to explain that logic. There is no logic. You're just going to embarrass yourself. That was stupid what you said, and as a man, you should apologize because that shit is dumb. Absolutely dumb. It's literally the dumbest thing you ever fucking said. Like, a person can't live their life because of ignorant motherfuckers with street rules? Fuck out of here. What kind of dumb shit is that? And I'm supposed to worry about the white man when you're literally telling me to let the black man rob me and do bad things to me and not say anything. That's literally what you're saying when you say, because you're a snitch. Explain yourself. There's no explanation. That's literally one of the dumbest things I ever heard in my fucking life. And of course it makes me mad because I don't fuck with anybody. I don't fuck with nobody. I don't bother people. I don't abuse people. Nothing. I keep to myself. I'm even really private with my Telegram groups. I don't tell people where I am. Yo, I really keep to myself. Then when someone does something to me, I'm supposed to just... I'm not going to say anything. The fuck out of here. The fuck am I supposed to do? Go get a gun and shoot him so I could go to jail too? You can't live around people who think like that. It's really fucking stupid. And when I hear something stupid, I'm going to call it the fuck out. I don't care who it is. That shit is dumb. If you have anything logical to say about what you said, we'll go live right now. But what logical do you have to say besides something stupid like the white man this, the white man that? What logical do you have to say about your response saying, because I'm a snitch? If anything that makes even a little bit of sense, I'll go live with you. Shit, I'll give you my channel. I'll make you a manager of this channel. You can use it anytime you want. If you can say anything logical right now about you calling me a snitch that makes any sense, I'll make you manager of this channel. So we got at least 3 minutes. I'm gonna eat a little bit and wait for him to answer. Mm-hmm. Over. You see, he's a he took this IQ test on the internet. He think he has a high IQ. That's what I'm talking about. He's not smart, bro. What you're saying is fucking dumb. What's the difference between ignorant racism and getting robbed? What's the difference? If someone's being racist to me and doing bad things to me, and someone's being a criminal to me and robbing me, why is one worse than the other when I'm getting the same fucked up outcome? Like, what's the difference? I don't get it. I'm supposed to care because they're white when the same exact thing is happening to me. Now, I don't get it. That's that American ignorant ass mentality. It's not that you offended me, it's just you don't make sense. It's not that you can hurt my feeling. It was stupid what the fuck you said. Intelligence means a lot to me. Reality means a lot to me. So calling me a snitch because I went to the police and I got robbed is fucking ignorant ghetto ass talk. And I don't play ignorant ghetto ass talk. I don't take a part in that culture. I like the music. I may even like how they dance and all those good things, but when it comes to that crime and shit, you know I don't like criminals. I just said at the beginning of the chat, I don't give a fuck if Trump deports every felon. So if you try to call me a snitch by those rules, you out of your mind. You out of your mind. And there's nothing logical about it. If there was anything street about me, you would make 100% sense. You're right. I shouldn't have snitched. I'm a blood. I rep this block. I shouldn't have said nothing to the cops. But I'm a civilian. What the fuck am I supposed to do? You tell me what I'm supposed to do. My IQ is low. It told me that I did good. It's an internet IQ test, bro. No one takes it seriously. Here's an idea for anyone who thinks they're smart. The snitches get stitches rule doesn't apply to regular folks. The rule is supposed to apply to people who do crimes together. You don't snitch on a fellow gang member. That dude has a brain. That dude has a brain. Right there. He explained it perfectly. And the only thing I gotta say to add is there's even a difference between tattletelling and snitching. So as a civilian, I can technically be a tattletale, but I can't be a snitch because I don't commit crimes, genius. But let's say, for example, I see, I don't know, two guys, doing something that's not that serious. Let's say I see two guys jaywalking. And I go, officer, I have them on camera jaywalking. Like, no one got hurt, it's not that serious, and they get fines because I told them I'm a tattletale. Like, it's not really a snitch because I got nothing to do with that, but there's no reason to tell that. Like mind your business kind of thing, you see? But the snitch title is like, yo, you should never insult someone if you don't understand what the fuck it means. Because where I'm from, being a snitch is really bad. And I think, honestly, that's the only reason I made it alive out of that situation was because at the end of the day, I'm sure they're like, this nigga snitched on us. They're like, what nigga snitched on you? Phil. They're like, the skateboarder? He's not a fucking gangster. Like, that's the only reason I think most of those guys didn't get at me, because I wasn't a gangster. Like, what do you expect me to do? What do you expect me to do? When people say ignorant shit, I don't want to hear nothing about, I'm sorry. It just explain your ignorant ass or make some sense out of it. That's all I ever care about is people making fucking sense. Crime sounds for poverty. Yes, to be fair, a lot of people tell in prison if they face life. I mean, I don't give a fuck what they do. They low-key had a reason to get at. They had a reason to get at me. Okay, so his logic. Okay, I see you're trying to be logical. So they had a reason to get at me. You can use the same logic with the skinheads. They had a reason to get at me. I was in their country having sex with a lot of the women who are of their race. Is that a reason to get at me? And if you say no, you just have the ignorant mentality of the average black American, to be honest, because both reasons are ridiculously ignorant that have nothing to do with them. I got robbed. We went to the cops. What the fuck are we supposed to do? I was invited to Russia. I didn't even just fly out there on my own. I was invited. I did a countrywide tour, 35 cities, invited. And they mad. So one has more of an excuse than another? No. They're both fucking with me for no good reason. Both of them. They broke, that's their problem. They mad some fucking bitches, that's their problem. Leave me alone with it. You know way too much about jail life. Me? I might. Let's see. But there's a code with some neighbors where civilians won't snitch because the gangsters are too reckless, even to civilians. Yeah, some neighborhoods. But I don't. If it's me and my friends, I'm snitching. I don't give a shit. If I gotta get a gun and defend myself, I will. But I don't give a fuck. I'm snitching. You know, I don't mean literally snitching, but I'm telling. I don't commit crimes. I don't have a job. I mean, I'm not like perfectly legal, but I don't do no gangster shit. No gangster shit. Like never. I want nothing to do with that shit. The average black American has a very ignorant view when it comes to world things, especially when it has anything to do with race. So to me, and I don't, you guys, most of you guys are black right now. Mook is saying, so let me explain two situations. I got robbed by black people in Brooklyn. I told the police, and after that, they wanted to come after me to hurt me. I got surrounded and verbally abused, almost attacked in Russia by skinheads. He thinks the excuse the black people have for coming at me is a better excuse than the skinheads had for coming at me. And the only reason he thinks that is because race is involved. Because the white people are racist, he thinks that's worse than them doing bad things to me just because they want to. When I don't see the difference. They're fucking with an innocent person for no good reason. For no good reason. What's the difference if the same thing's happening to me? I'm supposed to be mad at the white people more because they're white and it's racially involved? The same action's happening. The same threats, the same knives. It's the same action. What the fuck is the difference? I'm supposed to have this black unity and be like, oh, I'm being more mad at the white guy. I don't give a fuck. It's about your character. I don't give a fuck what you look like. It's your character and your actions who make you a person in this civilized world. That's what matters. Fuck your skin tone. The average black American what? If you go around more affluent black people, you think different. Sorry about your upbringing in Queens. My upbringing was in Brooklyn, but okay, let's do this. I always talk about this. What is the most famous black American art form? Hip hop. What do they talk about? Exactly. What was the most famous black American website ever in the history of the internet? World Star Hip Hop. What was that about? So if you think it's me, oh, and to add to it, where are, let's say, 8 of the 10 most dangerous cities in America? Do they have a high black population? I guarantee you they do. I guarantee you they do. So you can be mad at me all you want, but the statistics, the culture, the music, the website, it all points to the same thing. So how are you saying I need to grow up around different people? What does that have to do with a white Jamaican? A white Jamaican? It was the most popular website followed by black Americans. They were the ones following it. Even if a Jamaican guy made it, black Americans were the ones following it and making it so popular. The most popular in our culture, period. Even rappers were following it and sharing it and screaming world star. We all know this. We all know this. Okay, Haitian, Jamaican, whatever. He was a black dude who was fucking around in America. That's a fact. I'm not sure where he's from, but you know, most black Americans are actually Haitian. Not where I'm from, most black Americans are technically Haitian or Jamaican or like where my homie Steve's from. He's from Haiti. Those Caribbean islands. Barbados. You guys know, I don't know any of these. Wow, I don't know any of these islands. Jamaica, Haiti, Barbados, Trinidad. Shout out to Barbados. Went to a lot of, to high school with a lot of them. Damn, yo, what about jazz music, which is America's own great music with a good culture? But that was before the 80s and 90s. I think jazz's biggest years were in the 40s. Let me see. When was jazz huge? I think jazz was huge when black America was doing great. When was that? 20s to 30s. Black America was doing great. We had a great culture at that time. Awesome culture. Awesome culture. Yeah, you know, a lot of people say that. The whole New York thing, a lot of Caribbeans Like in Flatbush Avenue. I don't know if you guys ever been to Flatbush, but the way I talk, I sound funny because most people have Caribbean accents. I don't. So to them, I sound like a white dude. But you know, they when they talk, sometimes I don't understand them. I don't get it. Yeah, 20s and 30s. You FBA man, I'm not part of. Stop FBAing me. I ain't part of no groups. I'm not part of no groups. I'm part of SAG, the Screen Actors Guild, because I pay for that shit. I don't want to be part of none of your groups that take up a. Yes, you sound like a Yankee. Yeah, that's. I mean, they never called me a Yankee, but yeah, they would make fun of me because of how I talked, because they usually had accents, and I just didn't have that accent. You know, and they would go to that parade. They like every year, they have like a Labor Day parade, and people always get shot. People always get shot at that fucking parade, man. Yo, I don't know why what we do is so dangerous and shit, but we gotta fix this. I'm not fixing shit. I left. Fuck it. I don't want to live in a. I'm not trying to live in any community that's mostly black. I want to live in a mixed community, but if it's mostly black, odds are the crime is higher than average. I'm not going there. I'm not going there. If it's more than 50% black, I'm not going there. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe somebody here knows an area that's 50 or more percent black and that has a good, decent crime rate. Maybe I don't know one. You show me. And in this neighborhood or this area, I'd love to go there. Not saying it doesn't exist. I just really don't know of any right now. Because most of the big cities that have a lot of crime, the crimes are happening mostly in the black areas. If I'm wrong, yo, correct me. I'll do the research right now. I'll do the research right now. FBA found in Black American big facts. You brought up things only made by people in poverty, rap, world star, snitching gangs. If you grew up in middle class black areas, you know there are others out there. Of course, but that's the minority. That's the problem. The majority of our people are in these how do I say poverty? Are in these poverty situations, and they come up in bad situations. And I'm not going to sit here and blame the white man because I also grew up in it. But I was also using my brain and saying, hey, this part of the culture is not for me. It's not a good idea. It's not a good idea to be in a gang. It's not a good idea to sell drugs. I don't want to go to jail. I don't think it's cool to be tough. And it's good that my father stayed home. My father stayed home. Well, my mother didn't got no damn job, but it was a two-parent home, which gave me a lot of advantages, which is what we don't have a lot in our people nowadays in our culture. Way too many single mothers, way too many fathers walking out when we need as many two-parent homes as possible when we're doing so bad statistically. But as a culture, we don't really look into that. We don't care. When other people mention it, we call them racist. That's why I left the community. I'm not taking part in nothing pro-black, nothing. I'm pro this. I'm all about the person's brain, their mentality, their intelligence, how they talk. That's what I'm into. I don't give a fuck what you look like. And I'm not saying everything black is bad. I'm saying black American culture is fucked. The vast majority of black America is fucked. We spend the most, we make the least. Crime and shit is fucking terrible. Statistically speaking, it's terrible. It's terrible. And people are always looking for excuses instead of just saying, let's get our shit together and start slapping the people next to you. If you got family members in your family, gang members who are in your family, set them fucking straight. There's no one who could set you straight better than the person who's next to you. If I go outside preach to some random gang members, you shouldn't be doing that. It's very different than a brother or a mother or a sister who puts you in your fucking place. Like, I don't know. I've gone forever for this, but I'm not even going to. Finance Black America, Nairobi, Kenya is pretty solid, and it's mostly black. I'm not talking about Africa. I'm talking about Black America. I don't know much about Africa. I didn't look into it. I don't think Africa's that bad because when you look at crime, when it comes to like crime around the world, it's not Africa at all. It's usually South America. Dumb motherfuckers killing each other like crazy. But I'm an American citizen, so I really give a fuck about what's happening in the United States. Ladera Heights and Los Angeles. It doesn't matter. So-called FBAs are trying to separate from immigrant blacks especially. I'm separate from everybody. There are black suburbs, especially in New Jersey. Yo, I'd love to check them out. If there's a nice area I could live in that's mostly black, like 50% plus, quiet, I'd live there in a split second. Not like I want to live around white people, no offense. It just, any neighborhood I ever came up in or been around in that's 50% or more black was bad. And I don't want that shit, you know what I mean? But if there is, I'd love to see it. You can drop some names. But it's tied to poverty. Go to West Virginia where poor whites are. You wouldn't want to be there either. I completely agree with you. But the difference is the amount in percent of people who are fucking up. So looking at white people and saying they have bad neighborhoods too, statistically doesn't mean shit. It's about per person. So it's about 3 or 4 times more likely that a black person is in poverty, and 3 or 4 times more likely that he's going to fucking kill somebody and be a felon. It's about the statistics. I understand there's whites that do it too. There's more whites on welfare. There's more whites in general. I'm speaking statistically. We're fucking up. And so I'm not pro-black nothing. I'm pro-black. I'm pro-black. I'm pro what I earn and what I do. I'm not pro-man. I didn't earn being a man. I'm pro whatever the fuck I do. I'm pro-business. I'm pro-civilian. Very pro-civilian. I'm pro-American because I got to pay taxes. Do you know the hood was invented, white flight? It could be, man, but I'm not going to sit here and blame white people because just like I told Mook, why didn't it work on me? Like, I don't get it. Why didn't this whole white thing work on me? This whole white spell, keep you in poverty, make you a gangster. Why didn't it work on me? Why am I Superman? Like, what am I missing here? Like, what the fuck? I don't care. What am I missing? Because I grew up in those same neighborhoods. I don't live there now. I got the fuck out of there. Gene Robinson books and Disintegration. Deborah High is surrounded by the problem black areas of West Adams, etc. But I would appreciate to learn of some 50% or more black areas that are like good, with like lower than average crime. That would be awesome. And I would love to live in a place like that, especially if there's no snow. I would love to live in a place like that. I just never seen one. Coming up, all the black areas in New York I've been to with 50% or more black population, bad. Always bad. Government created the hood. People like you make it out, but that is good. It's tough for many, so congrats. I mean, it could be. You could be right. Maybe there's something special about me and other people who we don't fall under the spell of, I don't know, like, I don't know. I mean, people say, Mook agrees with you. He talks about the white man and what he does and all this stuff. But I'll tell you that this is what I think it is. Now, I'm not 100% certain. This is what I think it is. There's a few things. Number one is we have fucked up family structures. Number one, unlike in the 20s and 30s, our families are fucked up. We have way too many single mom households. And she's like, I wear the pants and family. Way too much of that bullshit. Way too much. That's number one. Way too much of that bullshit. Another thing, number two. Now, this may not sound important, but let me explain to you. We're fucking dirty in our communities. And I'm tired of that shit. Littering, not caring about where you are and where you live. Like, how the fuck you have a riot because you're mad about something, you destroy the shit in your own community. We have no sense of community. On average, we have no sense of fucking community. It's embarrassing. I hate when I see people litter. I hate that shit. Growing up till I was maybe 4 or 5, I thought littering was normal. Now, I didn't do it because my dad would slap the shit out of me. I thought he was just strict, but I thought it was normal. But once we got some money, I got older, we moved to other places, I started realizing that other people in other communities usually don't do that. And if you do that, somebody else will make you pick it up. And to me, that sounded crazy when I was younger. But we have no sense of community. It's not a color thing. It's about where the fuck you live and the quality of the neighborhood you're in daily. We don't have an understanding of that. It's embarrassing. So, single mom house home, taking care of our communities. I would say another problem is we can't afford this looking like a baller culture. The looking like a baller culture is really bad for us considering the average black American makes less money than every other group in the States. Less. But we spend as much or more than everyone else. Statistically, you can look this up right now. Way too often do we try to look like we have money when it's just wasting it. And we're not even keeping it in the community. Now, I'm not talking about race right now. I'm talking about community. Like a group of people who live in a certain amount of blocks. You got grocery store, maybe hospital. You got bodegas, whatever in a community. A lot of times we spend money, we're spending it and it's going to other people's communities. That's what we do a lot. And not only are we spending money, the worst part about it is we're spending more than we should, but we think that's part of being, that's part of showing that we got money and showing that we're worth something monetarily. Like we got this and that when we don't have an understanding of finance. We don't have an understanding of it. That's why there's so many check cashing places in our neighborhoods. I mean, I can go on and on forever, but everything I've heard that the white man does in the black community to keep it down, there's easy ways to get out of it if you just fucking straighten up. If you keep your families together, if you take care of your areas, if you stop the people next to you from being fucking hood rats, pick your pants up. Leave the gun at home. Call the cops on your own son if he's doing bad shit. Okay, I'm done. I just can't do it. I can't do it. The government created the hood for people. I've read that. Ice-T's aunt was from Ladera. Hold on 1 second. White face needs me. I think something's wrong. Brown face? White face. I was about to say something that was going to be the serious. That's what she said. But I was about to say my wife made me go in there and smell her fish. But that is what happened. It's not telling him tonight. There are abstraction layers. There could be. I hate literacy. Yo, I hate littering. I hate littering. It's sad. Maybe it's your childhood. I always thought it was outsiders infiltrating the protest, destroying stuff. Man, there could be some. But hell no. Look how, fuck a protest. Look how niggas be acting in general in their neighborhoods. What do you mean? You think it's, I don't know how many y'all from the hood like I am, but hell no. They have no sense of fucking community. They don't give a shit. Same motherfucker. Let's talk about the motherfuckers who robbed me, for example. The motherfuckers who robbed me. Now, after robbing me and my friends, right? They got a little bit of trouble. These dudes went on to rob check cashing places. They went on to rob gas stations. They went on to with shotguns. The videos are online. They went on to rob it was gas station, check cashing, and jewelry stores. Guess where they were doing all the robbing at? Where they lived. They did all the robbing where they lived. They didn't go to other communities with different types. They did it right there where they lived. Right there. And this is a question I asked. And this is something that a lot of people don't like that I say, but it's so true. And they even show it in movies. And let me explain to you. I said in one chat, I said, if the FBI or whoever were to drop off 1,000 pounds of crack cocaine in the Orthodox Jewish community right now, what would happen? Do you think they're going to start selling it and taking it amongst each other? I said no. And everyone knows they're not going to do that. What are they likely to do? Sell it to other people, just like the Italians did. But we sell it to our people. We're the one people who's so quick to fuck us up. The Italians, most of their mouths would beat your ass if you selling that shit in their neighborhood to their people. They make you go, say, sell it to the niggers. And then they'll get it, and then the niggers will sell it to other niggers. Not like it, but it's true as fuck. It's true as shit. You know damn well them Orthodox Jews ain't gonna start doing those drugs. So you can't blame a people when we already have people that you know are not gonna do that. Why don't we have self-control? Are we not intelligent? All right, let me get back to the comments. Unless visualization, you wouldn't understand everything you're saying better. Correlation versus causation. I'll look it up, but I'll look it up. I'll look into that. Search correlation versus causation. Say effect of poverty, not the origin. I mean, look, I understand the effect of poverty. Like it makes you want to rob people, makes you want to do things so you don't have stuff. But what I'm saying is the reason things are like that is because of how we are collectively in our communities. There's many ways to come out of it. I didn't finish high school either, but that was on me. I'm not blaming a white man. But collectively, we don't do shit well in our communities. Collectively, we fuck it up. We fuck it up. The culture's fucked. The culture's fucked. And I can't blame the government for that. Lots of people have made it out much more severe excuses. Man, you guys are backwards. Philko, I'm with you on this. This is why I plan on finding my Austrian German princess and I'm gonna take her to an unknown town in Asia. Okay, that's cool, dude, but I'm not advocating dating non-black. I don't want anyone to think I'm saying that. Because I'm not saying that. You date who you want to date. Hopefully she's someone who has a good character. That's the most important thing in the end. Hopefully. You date who you want. That's my word. But hopefully she has good character. And she don't take half your shit. Yo, Phil, tell us your adventures in Turkey. I hated Turkey. It wasn't fun. People do make it out, and that's great. Even if you're in poverty, you should not do bad. Yeah, even if you're in poverty, you shouldn't do bad. You're still my brother. All right. By the white man. Turkish women and the Russian women all over Turkey like black men, but that depends on the black man. I don't know. I didn't really socialize too much in Turkey. I do have some good memories there. I have some damn good memories. It's like the best and worst country I've ever been to at the same time. The best and worst at the same exact time. Why didn't you? I didn't like. What's it called? Istanbul, because too many beggars. I don't like beggars. I hate grown men asking me for money. It was bad. Racism? No. He said racism experience was pretty bad. I don't know. Just black people use the racism just like the news do because it gets attention. I didn't notice any racism in fucking Turkey. I just noticed brown people everywhere. I didn't fucking notice no racism in Turkey. I'm not going to say anything. Yeah, don't, Anthony. You know about my good memories, but these people don't know that stuff here on YouTube. They don't know that character. They know Philko. They don't know the other guy. You ever seen the trailer parks full of crime? What is your point? Like, didn't I already go through that? This is supposed to be high IQ here. I literally went through that. I literally explained it when it comes to the percent per population, per person. So what the fuck does that have to do with white trailer park? It's per fucking person. Our black youth is 3 or 4 times more likely to commit violent crime. How the fuck does trailer parks change anything? I just explained that. This guy. Jesus Christ. But anyway, Turkey does have nice weather. Damn, they had a huge earthquake in Turkey. I wasn't there. There was a huge earthquake in Bangkok. I wasn't there. I'm missing a huge earthquake. Thank God. I've been to some high-end trailer park. That makes no sense. Yeah, per capita. Yeah, per capita. That's the best way to say it. Thanks. Per capita is the best way to say it. So, per individual, per capita, we're more likely to be poor. We're more likely to commit crime. And I think a lot of it comes down to our culture and lack of self-control, man. I don't believe white people do the... You know, I always talk about this situation. I always talk about this. But, it's my favorite moment in history, man. It proves a lot of things. My favorite moment in history is the Japanese taking all the land back from the Europeans for 4 years or 3 years during World War II. It's, and I'll tell you why. Because after World War One, I speak about this all the time, but you can Google it. It's true as fuck. After World War One, um, there were the League of Nations. So World War One was the war to end all wars. Then World War Two happened, but after World War One, there was the League of Nations. The Japanese, all these countries were a part of it, but the Europeans were treating the Japanese bad. They weren't giving them equal rights, equal say, nothing like that. They weren't letting their people get visas to come like other white countries. They're being blatantly and openly racist to them. Openly racist to them. And they're kind of like, we don't care. What are you going to do? You're not civilized like us. You don't have our technology, whatever. Do you know what happened within 12 years of that? The Japanese got together. They stepped their shit up and stopped bitching. And it took every piece of land back from the Europeans by kicking them out of all of Asia within 13 years. And they did it within a few months. But 13 years of building and getting their shit together, they took Asia back. But then they fucked up and started killing all the other Asians so much that those Asians missed the Europeans, so they helped the Europeans come back. But still, you get my point. They didn't use racism as an excuse that they couldn't get what they wanted to. They got what they wanted until they fucked it up. But they still did it. What everyone thought was impossible, they did it. They didn't just clear them out of some places. They cleared them out of all of Asia. The Japanese Empire for like 3-4 years was huge. Their only problem was they were so racist they hated other Asians. If they were smart, they would have made like an Asian union and defended themselves. But they were just killing everybody. I don't know. Again, it's about poverty. Poverty created poverty culture. Culture didn't create poverty. I do believe the government takes some part in making them poverty, but these people have brains. Do they? That's what I don't get. There's no unity, no sense of community. I can't blame, because you could do the same thing you do to black people, to Orthodox Jews, for example. Watch them come out of it. Watch them come out of it. Have you guys ever lived in an Orthodox Jewish community or lived near it? If you have, you know what I'm talking about. Why are those people so much better than us? Is there something I'm missing? It's they have good culture. They have good culture and good communities. They're like, fuck your buses. We don't like your buses. We're going to make our own buses. They have their own buses, their own taxis. They have their own everything. They're like, we don't need shit from you. We're going to do it ourselves. They have their own shit. They come together. They come together. And with good culture. Like, I'm not going to come together with this FBA bullshit and fucking this Black Lives Matter dumb shit. All that shit is fucking stupid as shit. You're going to complain and make a group called Black Lives Matter when we're killing each other at record numbers, but yet you only complain when a police officer does it? Alright, I'm done. After World War II, black people came from war and couldn't get housing loans. You're absolutely right. A lot of them had much better lives actually in Germany. There's a lot of journals and stuff about that, how a lot of black people had better lives in Germany. But at that time in general, even with all that racism, black people as a unit were doing better than they are now. I wonder why. I'm sure welfare takes a big part in why the families broke up. But families, black Americans, were doing much better back then, especially in the 20s, 30s, 40s, doing much better. Doing much better. Had our own communities, had our own shit. Did much better. Much better back then. And you can look it up if you think I'm bullshitting. Much better. Nothing wrong with Turkey. It all depends on you. Of course. Why did black people come back to the U.S. if it was so bad? Lots of black men stayed in Europe. I would stay in Europe. Why do you have an excuse for racism? Oh, Jesus. Every single time you will never say, that's some bullshit. You low-key don't like me. Because you never say anything constructive. You never say anything constructive. I do like when you talk about girls and pogs. That's kind of fun. But other than that, you never have something constructive to say. It's just white man this, white man that. Never have anything like, how about we do this? So instead of just excuse, it's let's do this. Fuck them. I never hear that from people. I never hear that from you. I just hear excuses. I never hear, let's do this. Fuck those motherfuckers. I never hear that. Never hear it. I just hear excuses. So what I always say is, use your brain. I'm coming up with solutions. People keep talking about problems. The problem is this, the problem is that. you can get out of those problems from the scary boogie white man. Stop littering your neighborhood. Stay together. Have a real family structure. Stop committing crime and stop the people next to you from committing so much fucking crime. You know how many people got criminals in their family? They're just like used to it. Oh, he's doing another 3 years. That's just not fucking cute. I had that in my family, and that's just not cute. He's about to do a 5 to 6. He'll be back. That's just not fucking cute, and it's not cool. Like, it's not cool. It's just fucking destructive. You can't live near people like that. It's crazy. Look at history of Liberia. When American blacks went back to Africa, they brought slavery. I don't know what's going on in Africa. I don't know. I could look up history of Liberia, but I don't really know. Did not endure what black Americans went through. Black Americans have been systematically marginalized. Could be, man. Could be. Well, I'm happy I'm not a part of the marginalization. I don't know. I just managed to figure something out. And I don't know how to get other blacks to figure it out. Because it seems all blacks want to do is complain. That's all I see. I've never been a complainer. Like, when I have a problem, I'm down with solutions. I'm not hearing solutions. I'm just hearing bitching. Like, I'm serious. Like, I'm not seeing any solutions here. Like, I'm trying to figure it out. Created by black Americans. You'll like it. Liberia is a country created by black Americans. I'll check it out. But I'm not going to like it just because black Americans made it. It has to be comfortable. It has to be fun. It has to be safe. Blah, blah, blah. Almost 2 hours. I mean, I prefer blending in. I definitely prefer a country or city where I blend in more. I don't like being the only black person. I don't like the attention. I prefer blending in and, not being a special individual. I just want to be, that dude walking past. I like him a lot better than getting attention and shit. We're too far gone. It's a very dangerous country, but from a history perspective, very interesting. Oh, it's dangerous too? Oh, Jesus. I don't know. It could be kind of dangerous. I don't know if it's very dangerous because I never really see African cities on like the top 20 most dangerous cities list in the world. I never see. Let me check right now. Okay. Okay. Just like I thought. All right. All right. I got the 39 most dangerous cities in the world, deadliest and most violent. This is armormax.com. And this is the list. And I think most going to be South America, but let's see. Tijuana, Mexico, South America. Acapulco, Mexico, South America. Caracas, Venezuela, South America. Ciudad Victoria, South America. Ciudad Juarez, Mexico again. Irapuato, Mexico again. Venezuela, Brazil, Venezuela. South Africa, we have one. Pietermaritzburg. Damn, Pietermaritzburg. Okay, we got one from Africa. All right, Papua New Guinea. I'm not sure where that is. Let me go see. Where is that? Oceania. Ah, wow. I didn't know this place was dangerous. It's near Australia. Okay. So that's dangerous. We got another South Africa. Pretoria. Okay, so that's 2. Honduras. South Africa again. That's 3. But they're all just South Africa. Brazil. South Africa. Damn, South Africa's bad. The rest of Africa's chilling. It's not even on the list. But South Africa is everywhere. It's on this list 3 times. Damn, Mexico's the worst. When it comes to crime, it's the worst. You got Mexico, 4 of the top 5 cities 6 of the top 7 in the world. 7 of the top 7 is Venezuela and Mexico. Then you got Brazil, Venezuela. South America's pretty bad. But damn, I know South Africa was so bad. I can't believe it. Man isn't going anywhere. One side, outside of race. Google, COINTELPRO, COINTELPRO. It's not in English. Was a series of convert illegal projects to the United States for verification aimed at surveilling, training, screening, destroying the American political organizations. Let's see. COINTELPRO series. Let me read more on Wikipedia. Open link. The link. Okay. Let me see. Greasy individual, civil rights, Black Panther. Yeah, you know, I never liked that the Black Panthers. I know that much about them, but I never liked that the Black Panthers were considered a terrorist organization. It's like you literally have laws treating people different because of the color of their skin. What the fuck do you expect people to do? How are they terrorists? That's why I don't like using the word terrorism. To this day, I don't like using the word terrorist because it's usually some bullshit. But let me get back to it. As the civil rights movement, Martin Luther King, Jr., Nation of Islam, Black Panther Party, Environmental Animal Activist Organization, Animal Organization, Chicano, Black, Brown, Berets, and Farmer Independent Movement, including Puerto Rican independence groups such as Young Lords, Puerto Rican Socialist Party, although the program primarily focused on organizations that were part of the broader New Left. They also targeted white supremacist groups like the Ku Klux Klan and the National States Rights Party. Well, they went out, apparently, according to this, they went after minorities and pro-white organizations as well. They went after both. Let's see. I thought Honduras would be number one. Isn't Honduras a country? Or maybe throw a city in Honduras. Yeah, that's a country. Nah, it's not even on the list. It's not on the top 15. Victoria, South Africa. Damn, we know about Quinta-Pro. What about it? Government tried to stop progress that you were talking about. Maybe they did. Look, I'm sure the government did a lot of fucked up things. That's why the Black Panthers were considered a terrorist organization. How the fuck are they? Well, I don't know. Maybe they were doing some crazier shit on the side. So when people come together to get power, they always do crazy shit. Black or white, they always do. But in general, how are they terrorists when they're literally defending themselves against unfair laws? Like, what do you expect to happen? Like, that's how I see it. You were like a cousin to me. This dude's still going. I do. Doesn't have any factor in what happens today. Yeah, a lot of these things are kind of old. A lot of these things are kind of old. Like, it's 2025 and I'm still not hearing any solutions. I'm only here complaining. They did this, they did that. You want to know what? I don't know, man. I'm not a complainer. I'm a doer. I get it done. I don't care how racist and scary Russia was. I went there for 9 fucking years and I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed it. I didn't give up, and I even thought, like, if I died, at least I'd make a mark on Russia and give some other Black Americans some pride or bravery to go there themselves, like a martyr. That's what I was thinking. So I was all in when I was living in Russia. We'll go monitor kids from your neighborhood. We'll go mentor kids from your neighborhood. I think the adults need to be fucking mentored before the kids. Now, I notice a lot of people go straight to the kids. It's the fucking adults they live with who need to be mentored first. Because they're the ones who put the fucking foot down. A lot of people miss out on it. They start with the kids. Start with the fucking parents at home. They're the motherfuckers who need to be mentored. Find who the baby daddy is. Try to get them back together and stay in the same fucking home. Like, I'm serious. The adults need it way more than the kids. Because they're, as long as the kids are depending on them, they're going to have some influence. Okay, maybe that's not the best influence, but I think you guys know what I mean. Why don't you mentor kids? He doesn't. Yeah, I don't live in a hood. I mean, that's why I had started. I'm not down with mentoring kids. It's really about the parents and the adults. I mean, it's really not cute, man. It's not cute. It's not cute, and it's funny how a lot of us are quick to point out trailer parks, because a lot of poor white people live in trailer parks that can be dangerous. But if white people point out that we're the most violent group of people and our communities are literally the most violent in the country, they'd be racist. And it's the same thing I noticed coming up. The most violent neighborhoods I've ever been in were the ones that were majority Black. I can name them. The fuck? My bad, my internet's tripping. I could name them if needed. I don't give a fuck who's doing it to me. Pause. If it's a white group or a Black group, fuck them both. It's about your character. So let's talk solutions. Like, we're talking about all this stuff the government does. Can anyone start giving some solutions to this problem? As a people, like, if we were able to control all Black Americans right now, What would we have them do? Let me hear. I already gave mine. I said, keep the families together. Stop littering and take care of your own fucking community. Stop overspending trying to look rich. Even our celebrities have problems with that. Stop over fucking spending. Maybe travel a little. We don't travel that much, so we have a real ignorant view of the world. Um, Put your foot down on the family members in your family who are committing fucking crimes and part of gangs. If you gotta call the cops on them, call the fucking cops on them. Cut that shit out. It's not cute. These are my solutions. What are any of you guys' solutions? Besides the white man, the white man. Like, what is the solution? Reparations is not a starting block at all. That is terrible. If you're talking about reparations as a form of cash, that is laughable. Hilarious. And I'll go through it. It's the worst thing I ever fucking heard. The worst. Fucking worst. You're a black person that thinks black crime is bad, and you think other black people don't think the same as you. That you are the rare black. I'm never saying anything about being rare. I'm saying, why don't these things work on me? I'm literally asking. I'm not saying, I'm asking. All this poverty and all this stuff that I was raised in, why was I able to get out and use my brain and say, this shit is not cool? It's not even cool to be around. I got to get the fuck out of here. I got to do things to make sure I don't go to prison and be a statistic. There's something, maybe because I had a dad at home. Maybe that's why, I don't know. You think I have the most opportunity to succeed compared to other countries? I'm not talking about other countries right now. I'm just talking about in America. Because it's different everywhere you go. It's very different. It's hard to put other countries on a scale of... It's just hard, man. Like, it's hard to compare. It's like apples and oranges. It's completely different. I'm just talking about in America. I'm not even trying to talk about Africa. Because I don't know nothing about it. I've never been there. I don't know shit. And there's many countries in Africa, they're all different. I don't know. But I'm just talking about America. So black Americans in America, on average, fucking up. And those are my solutions. Family structures, number one. Number one. We have fucked up family structures, man. Culture is ass, crap. We got to care more for our communities. It's just terrible. And all black people ever do when I talk to them is give excuses and say you're a coon. That's it. There's never any solution about what we can do. I grew up with a military father who said, if there's a problem going on in your life, you think of solutions. You're a man. You can think of solutions. Black people, where are the fucking solutions besides all the crying? No one's going to give you reparations. That's the stupidest thing ever. I'll tell you why. First of all, the people who are going to be paying you reparations now didn't enslave you. Why the fuck should they give you money? You're not a nation. I tell you guys all the time, there's families, nations, and unions, like the Soviet Union, North American Treaty Organization, whatever. There's countries like America, Brazil, whatever, and then there's families, like actual families. Those are the only three unions that matter in life, because whenever war goes down, it's always between one or all of these three unions. It's never race. It's never race. So you say, oh, they gave the Japanese money. That's a nation. You see the difference? It's a nation. So giving black American money isn't going to do shit, because number one, you're going to be giving money to people who on average don't even know how to spend it well. So look what happens when we get when black people get what is it called? When you don't have a father at home, they give you money. Welfare made things much worse, because it helped to break down the structure of the home. Made things much, much, much worse. Only thing giving cash reparations is going to do is going to take money from people who don't deserve to pay that money because they didn't do shit to you, but it's going to take money from places where it could go for good reasons and give it to random people who didn't do anything to earn it, give them money, and odds are, from what we see going on in our neighbors, how we spend money ain't going to help shit. Just going to sell a bunch of Cadillacs, fucking sneakers, and the same shit we've been spending money on, it's not going to help shit. Like I said at the beginning of the chat, we make the least, spend the most. Look at all the statistics. We make the least, spend the most. Reparations is not going to help in the form of cash payment. Like, it's a crazy thing to think about. Foundation for infrastructure, public services, that's different. I said in the form of cash is wrong. What you just said, it could be financial foundation for infrastructure, public services. If it was in a payment like that, that's different. That's not cash. I can talk about that with you. That makes way more sense than cash. So I'm with you on that. Every group in America got reparations besides black Americans, so you're wrong here. Tell me the groups that got reparations and when they got it. So if a group got reparations for World War II, wasn't it the same people, like the Japanese who got it? Wasn't it those same people who were involved? Like it was right there around the same time? Maybe 10 years later in their lifetime? Maybe I'm wrong, but you can correct me. So you can tell me when a group of people got reparations from a different lifetime, then they actually had bad things happen to them. Because maybe I don't know it. Because the ones I know of, they get reparations for what happens in their lifetime. But maybe I'm wrong. You can definitely let me know. That's a projection. Well, pop culture needs to change first. No more rappers, trappers rapping about money. I mean, it would help, but you can't stop artistic creativity. That wouldn't be very American, so I can't really say. Zippo splitting wipers. I said tangibles. What tangible? That's a projection. Okay, I don't know what you mean by tangibles. I'm kind of lost. I don't know if that's for me. But what I'm saying is, if child support, that whole thing is fucked up. But if it was reparations in the form of not cash, but in things like free education, if it came in the form of maybe, let's say, free good health care, if it came in the form of free business classes or something of this nature, I'd be all for it. I'm like, that's good. No one has to pay much money. Sure, it may take some space for other people, but I can see where you're trying to balance things out instead of just taking money from people directly. And the best thing about this is it will be able to bring up the community. We'll be more educated, hopefully become cleaner. And you know what else? You know what would be a good ass idea? You know what would be a good ass idea? The only families who will be able to get this form of reparations, like through structural things like education, whatever, would be parents, would be families with a married, well, I can't say married mother and father because with married parents who actually live together. Do you know how many more black families are going to stay together to raise their kids if they know they get bonuses for staying together? Because the way we have it now is they get bonuses if they split. The woman gets bonuses. She gets welfare. She gets all that if she proves there's no man in the house. Keeps them apart. But if you do the opposite, they'll come together. Now, I can't blame the white man for not doing that. That's something we should realize that we need to do on our own. So I'm against reparations in cash 100%, but in the form of like free education, maybe even a percent for all black American descent of any company that profited off slavery. Every year we get a cut of that. I'd agree to that. Because that's generational. Because black people, when it comes to money, we always think about right now. Give me cash. Yeah, yeah. Cash can go away. It's about planning for the future. And black Americans on average, we're bad at planning for the future. Just look at how many of our rappers or our fucking basketball players go down the same fucking road of being broke after making millions of dollars and then saying my mother's trapped in the hood. You just made millions of fucking dollars and you spent it. What do you expect? Unbelievable. Like Citibank. I agree with that, like Citibank. I don't know anything about Citibank, but all right. I guess Citibank can do it. I have no idea. And I don't know what you mean by child support, but I don't like the whole structural system of the court when it comes to child support and stuff. I want my people to get their money. Then go earn money. The fuck? Get off your damn ass and go get it. The fuck you talking about? Nobody owes you nothing. Nobody owes you shit. Nobody owes you nothing. This is a different lifetime. I can understand if it was the same lifetime or around the same lifetime as the people who actually did it. That would be a different argument. But get off your fucking ass. Y'all better be happy I'm not a white dude. Y'all better be happy. Because I'd say the same thing I said to this Native American dude in not Times Square. Union Square. They were having some Native American, not that nothing against Native Americans, but they were having some Native American protests, and people were talking to them, and I just asked a simple question like, what was America called in your time, like what was America called? He told me like Turtle Island and stuff. And I was like, oh, so the whole thing was called Turtle Island? Yeah, yeah, yeah. And at one point he said something like, no, this is really our land. And even though your ancestors didn't come here voluntarily, you're all technically intruders because this is our land. And my response was, I don't give a fuck, I'm here. Like, I don't feel I owe you anything. And I would say the same thing if I was a white dude talking to a black dude. I don't owe you shit. Tough. They don't owe you nothing. It's a different lifetime. So just like some Native Americans look at me like I'm an intruder, I don't give a fuck. Do something, because we here. That's how life works. That's how it works. People only respect power. They're not going to respect your bitching and your complaining. It's your action that can get you things in this life. That's it. Step your game up. What actions can we do? So if you say reparations, I already said I disagree in a form of cash, but I wouldn't mind it in a form of education, business classes, things that'll actually bring up the community for generational wealth and handing it down the line. Yeah, man. I wouldn't be against it. I wouldn't be for it, to be honest, because I think everyone should earn their shit on their own, but I wouldn't be against it. I wouldn't be against it. I wouldn't be against it because it'll convince, like, hey, we have opportunities to make money here, but in order to make this opportunity, we got to go to this university. We got to study in this business course. We got to stay together as a family. It'll convince them to get off their ass and do things and get even more for doing it instead of being lazy and just getting it because you're here. Fuck out of here. Using technology to argue with people. Videos on YouTube. Yeah, I be doing that shit all the time. So anyway, you guys can give me your final thoughts. I definitely gotta get out of here. It's been like 2 hours, 11 minutes. I know I'm like the Uncle Tom of the group, but I don't care, man. I just can't. I can't. The reason why I can't relate to the average Black American is because they complain about shit, and they expect shit for nothing. Like it's laughable for me as a man to expect people to give me money for something that had nothing to do with me, even if it still affects me today. It's laughable for me to be like, hey, you owe me money. I know how life works. You don't owe me shit. Because a white man, like I said to Mook last time, I said the same thing. Yeah, write your. I'm gonna write it down now so I don't forget it. You can write your Telegram name so I don't forget. I should have it in my phone, but I'm not sure. You mean Sambo? Sambo, cool. I don't give a fuck. I mean, I hope you don't mind writing it. It's not that many people in here. Stanford Prison Experiment. I don't know what that is, but I'll check it out. But my only advice to Black people is stop focusing so much about what the spooky white man is doing and get off your ass. Oh, DJ for money. That's easy. Get off your ass. Because if you're off your ass, you wouldn't notice what you don't have. Because you'd have it. Alright. So, yeah, that's really it. If you guys got anything else to add, you can add it. So yeah, reparations in the form of cash, like I said, I'm against, but through not financial, but through structural things, I think it's an okay idea. I'm not for or against. I wouldn't be against it. But at the end of the day, I think people need to be treated for their character, their merit, their hard work, their creativity. As individuals, as Americans, I think Americans should be first. And we're not really going to move on until we see each other as Americans. Which is not going to happen anytime soon because everyone's so stuck on race. When most of the people who got the money, they're not stuck on race, they're stuck on one color. And we all know what color they're stuck on. Trump, Biden, all of them. They're all stuck on one color. You all know what color that is. This is bigger than me and you, pause. What color is everyone stuck on? You can love your people all you want. I love people who are decent people. I don't give a fuck what color they are. I'm not gonna love you because you're black. Ha! Fuck out of here. Yeah, I got it. DJ for money. I think I wrote it right. Yeah, I wrote it right. But alright, guys. I'm out. I'll make another live in a few days. This was fun. It was much longer than I expected, pause, but I gotta go work out. Trying not to be fat. I lost 20 pounds since I was in another country. and I've been working on it, so I got to keep going, keep working on it. And so when I'm 40, I don't feel it. I'm trying not to feel 40 in about 11 and a half months. So, oh, you late as fuck, Viper. I'm out.